The roar of a plane filled the air as Mu Ningxi stepped off onto the bustling tarmac of Nanning Airport, marking the beginning of a long-anticipated return. She maneuvered through the crowd, politely urging those in her path to make way as she scanned the airport for familiar landmarks. Thoughts of past hardships streamed through her mind. Today marked a significant return after leaving everything behind in Nanning 5 years ago. At the information counter, a sense of urgency took over as Mu Ningxi approached an attendant with hope for assistance. She explained her desperate search, revealing that her young son had wandered off, igniting a flurry of worry and maternal instinct. Holding her phone, she shared a photo of her precious Mu Zixuan, her heart heavy with worry and vulnerability. Meanwhile, Mu Zixuan sat happily on his small leather suitcase, unaware of the commotion his disappearance had caused. Nearby, a kindly stranger spoke to Mu Zixuan, amused by the child's presence and hoping for a glimpse into his future. With innocent confidence, Mu Zixuan complied, imagining a bright future, but recognizing this stranger wasn't who he sought. Two onlookers, charmed by his antics, playfully requested their fortunes as well, adding to the light-hearted atmosphere. Despite their laughter, Mu Zixuan politely declined, insisting this was an exclusive service for the uncles he encountered. From the crowd, Mu Ningxi appeared, extending her hand with a question full of gentle urgency, hoping to reconnect quickly. His eyes lit up with recognition. He leapt up with excitement at seeing his mother approaching, their moment of reunion imminent. Mu Ningxi gathered Mu Zixuan in a firm, loving grip, determined to steer him away from these playful distractions. He reminded her of his warning, a mix of innocence and awareness in his eyes, yet his mother's protective instincts remained unwavering. Mu Ningxi, playfully countering, explained her concern, blending humor and a touch of seriousness as she guided him gently. Brimming with youthful confidence, he asserted he was too clever to be fooled as they walked hand in hand towards the airport exit. At home, Mu Ningxi reveled in the comfort and familiarity of her space, a long-awaited sigh of relief escaping her lips. With enthusiasm, she shared exciting news with Mu Zixuan about her new job and their future here in Nanning, her voice full of optimism. Mu Zixuan responded with pure devotion, echoing his resolve to stay by his mother's side no matter where life took them. She offered him a glass of water, a simple gesture brimming with love and gratitude for their reunion and their future. Thanking her son, she expressed pride and affection, cherishing the moments they shared in their cozy, familiar setting. Suddenly, a sharp knock at the door disrupted their peace as an unexpected voice called out Mu Ningxi's name with urgency. Standing at the doorway was Mu Qiqi, Mu Ningxi's estranged sister, whose presence stirred memories and unresolved tensions. Mu Qiqi's arrival was poised with a tense aura, her connection with Mu Ningxi fraught with complexities from their shared history. Mu Ningxi, startled by her sister's sudden appearance, questioned her motives, her thoughts racing with the potential implications. Mu Qiqi declared her intentions, skepticism and unresolved strife in her eyes, unwilling to shy away from past grievances. Mu Ningxi held her ground, firm in her stance, urging Mu Qiqi to reconsider her approach lest their reunion become conflict. From behind, Mu Zixuan timidly approached, his innocent curiosity peeking through as he noticed the tense conversation. Protectively, Mu Ningxi advised him to stay hidden, shielding him from the complexities of adult conflicts yet to be resolved. Mu Qiqi enters the room, her presence confident and intimidating, setting the stage for a tension-filled confrontation with Mu Ningxi. Without hesitation, Mu Ningxi reacts defensively, her clenched fist a testament to her resolve against Mu Qiqi's provocation. Mu Qiqi stands her ground, the accusatory words heavy in the air, challenging the very foundation of Mu Ningxi's world. In a swift motion, Mu Ningxi pushes back against the accusations, her protective instincts kicking in for the sake of those she cherishes. The tension escalates as Mu Qiqi leans in, the confrontation now a battle of wills, neither willing to relent just yet. Mu Zixuan intervenes, technology in hand, documenting the encounter with the determination befitting someone wise beyond his years. In disbelief, Mu Chi-Chi processes the revelation, her indignation sparking an inner resolve to persist. The door frame becomes a barrier between worlds as Mu Chi-Chi exits, her parting words lingering ominously in the silent room. Left with unspoken questions, Mu Zixuan turns to Mu Ningxi for answers about his unknown paternal lineage. Mu Ningxi gently reassures Mu Zixuan, dismissing the harmful words spoken, her focus on nurturing trust and security. A comforting warmth envelopes their exchange, with plans to distract from the turmoil, indulging in comforting routines together. The scenery shifts to a vibrant scene where director Mo and his family are the focal point, showcasing societal status amid opulence. Mu Ningxi, accompanied by Mu Zixuan, pauses, noticing his curiosity piqued by the bustling surroundings. Whispers among the crowd hint at scandal and misfortune, stories dating back 5 years, interwoven with intrigue. Mu Ningxi is captivated by the rumors, the information aligning too closely with hidden memories. Mu Zixuan's innocence shines through as he boldly critiques the depiction before him, convinced of its inaccuracy. Emphasizing the imagery's flaws, Mu Zixuan's observant nature reveals itself, accentuating his youthful insight. Mu Ningxi masks her amusement, touched by Mu Zixuan's earnest demeanor, cherishing his lively spirit. An unexpected realization tugs at Mu Zixuan, drawing connections between himself and the figure in the image. The probing question hangs in the air, Mu Zixuan's curiosity unyielding as he seeks familial truths. Mu Ningxi, caught off guard, quickly dismisses the notion, aiming to protect Mu Zixuan from uncertainties. The curiosity lingers, palpable and persistent, as Mu Zixuan yearns for clarity, grappling with his father's identity. Torn between truth and protection, Mu Ningxi contemplates the complex reality tied to past choices. Memories unearth themselves, framing a night etched in shadows and regret, marking a pivotal point in Mu Ningxi's life. That pivotal night resurfaces with clarity, the betrayal orchestrated by Mu Chi-Chi leading to irreversible consequences. The darkness of those moments engulfs her, the struggle for autonomy lost amid the chaos of desperation. The weight of her plea reverberates through time, a cry for help met with silence in the oppressive night. Reflecting on loss and pain, the past looms ever-present, grasping everything in its unforgiving grasp. Inward resolve hardens within Mu Ningxi, her determination to shield truths a secret held tightly. Underneath the glowing city lights, Mu Ningxi embraces Mu Zixuan, her silent vow to safeguard him enduring against time's relentless current. Mu Ningxi wraps a comforting arm around Mu Zixuan, leading him forward through the luminous festival street. His small hands clutch the edge of her sweater as they navigate the vibrant paths together. Mu Zixuan pushes slightly away, expressing his desire to be addressed with maturity. He struggles to assert himself while ensuring her affection remains intact. Together, they continue down the lively street, hand in hand. The promise of a delicious meal is enough to settle the playful bickering as Mu Ningxi's gentle guidance reassures him. The imposing structure of the Mo family conglomerate stands tall in the city skyline. Its grandeur echoes the power Mo Qiao wields as he strategizes his next business move. Mo when he sits in a plush office chair, bringing troubling news to Mo Qiao. He presents a critical photo, suggesting external manipulation within family affairs. Mo Qiao turns, wineglass in hand, dismissing the idea of engaging deeply with fabricated plots as he focuses on preserving his control. He scrutinizes the room, considering how Su Yisun manipulates circumstances to trap him. Convinced of his decisions, he silently vows not to fall for these tactics. Although past actions of Su Yisun stir old memories, Mo Qiao remains resolute. He regards his brother's concerns with dismissive acknowledgement, knowing his path forward. Memories of past deception surface as Mo Qiao contemplates Su Yisun's manipulations. A wry smile forms as he contemplates the complexities of loyalty and family bonds. Within a softly lit restaurant, Mo Chiao meets Su Yi-sin. She offers him rare wine, a subtle enticement amidst their complex dialogue of desires and obligations. She presents the wine with practiced charm, coaxing him to consider her offer carefully. Her persistence threads through every gesture, softly winding around Mo Chiao's resolve. He takes a measured drink, assessing her motives with guarded anticipation. Her intentions remain shrouded as he navigates the social labyrinth she has crafted. Su Yi-sin suggests an engagement, her hopes tinged with an audacious push against Mo Chiao's steadfast barriers. Her words linger, heavy in their implication. Overwhelmed, Mo Chiao grips the table, seeking clarity amidst the dizzying suggestions. It's a struggle to maintain composure with expectations pressing in on all sides. Su Yi-sin notes his distress, a calculated concern blending with the ambient tension. But Mo Chiao's focus is on maintaining his strength, reinforcing his steely determination. Rising abruptly, Mo Chiao dismisses further conversation, the weight of her propositions pushing him towards a cautious retreat. His resolve shields him from her further entreaties. A slow departure marks Mo Chiao's retreat from the tense negotiation. His intent to evade traps and reclaim his peace becomes more pronounced as he exits. As Su Yi-sin watches his departure, her unyielding ambition surfaces once more. Her whispered plans rest on the eve of fruition, determined to capture what she desires. Mo Chiao's hurried steps signal a race against time, a frantic dash to evade Su Yi-sin's machinations. Her plans slip through his mind, driving him to outpace her strategies. Close to falling into her trap, he finds himself trying doors in desperation. Every uncertain step reinforces his need to outsmart her relentless pursuits. Mo Chiao determines not to yield, adrenaline fueling his swift decision-making. As he navigates the hotel corridors, his mind races, formulating strategies. Mo Winnie's interruption brings Mo Chiao back to their shared reality. Tawdry memories dissipate as the gravity of current affairs sharpens his attention. In a firm, unwavering tone, Mo Chiao asserts his decision against marrying Su Yi-sin. He conveys his unwillingness to bind himself further with a manipulative figure. Mo Winnie acquiesces, acknowledging his brother's intent to handle personal matters independently. The bond of familial loyalty stands intact despite differing views. A new topic arises, shifting the conversation from unease to curiosity. Mo Winnie shares news about Mu Ningxi's return, lacing the air with intrigue from the past. Mo Chiao questions the relevance, feigning indifference despite the undercurrent of tension. Old rivalries simmer quietly beneath the surface, threatening to resurface. Caught off guard, Mo Winnie's playful admission hints at the tangled history between Mo Chiao and Mu Ningxi. Their rivalry, vibrant and enduring, colors their connection. Apologetic motions convey Mo Winnie's realization. He swiftly attempts to diffuse the tension. The delicate dance of sibling dynamics plays out in the cozy office. Recovered from his slip, he edges towards the door, hoping to exit before triggering further discord. Mo Chiao's ire remains a palpable presence, demanding caution. But Mo Chiao, unyielding, commands his brother to halt. The weight of their shared history insists on resolution, leaving Mo Winnie standing at the threshold of reconciliation. Mu Chiao sits across from Mo Winnie, a serious conversation unfolding about a family matter. Mo Winnie reveals the dire state of their grandmother's health, sharing the reluctance of doctors due to her age. Determined, Mu Chiao insists on finding a capable doctor at Nanning No. 1 Hospital, refusing to give up hope. The exterior of Nanning No. 1 Hospital stands tall under the bright blue sky, a beacon of advanced medical technology. Inside the hospital director's office, Mu Ningxi impresses with her credentials, sitting confidently opposite the director. The director expresses amazement at Mu Ningxi's achievements, noting her young age and participation in overseas medical research. Mu Jinxian, peeping from the side, surprises everyone with his charm and youthful curiosity. Mu Ningxi apologizes for bringing Mu Jinxian along, explaining her hasty arrival without time to arrange childcare. Taking the spotlight, Mu Jinxian introduces himself, expressing concern for his mother's well-being and work habits. The director chuckles heartily, ruffling Mu Jinxuan's hair and remarking on his vibrant personality and intelligence. Mu Ningxi blushes slightly at the comparison, proud yet bashful about her perceptive child. Mu Jinxian, in a casual moment of insight, questions why his mother hasn't found his father, yet despite her intelligence. Gu Qingze enters the room gracefully, answering the director's call and signaling a change in dynamics. Both Mu Ningxi and Mu Jinxian are taken aback by Gu Qingze's striking appearance, captivated by his presence. Introductions follow, with the director hoping for collaboration between Mu Ningxi and the newly arrived Gu Qingze. Gu Qingze extends a hand to Mu Ningxi, marking the beginning of their professional interaction. With unrestrained curiosity, Mu Jinxian steps forward, offering to read Gu Qingze's palm as a playful gesture. Mu Ningxi reprimands him softly, setting boundaries while trying to maintain decorum. Gu Qingze, however, kneels down to Mu Jinxuan's level, indulging the child and presenting his palm with casual interest. Mu Jinxuan's eyes sparkle with excitement as he contemplates if Gu Qingze could be his father, briefly entertaining the thought. Disappointment clouds Mu Jinxuan's features as he receives no revelation about his father's identity. Gu Qingze reassures Mu Jinxian, hinting at his optimism about finding happiness, subtly encouraging the child. Mu Ningxi observes her son's antics, reflecting internally on his unyielding quest to find his father through playful means. In a moment of contemplation, Gu Qingze wonders if destiny has more in store for these intertwined lives. The director, brimming with enthusiasm, assigns Gu Qingze to guide Mu Ningxi to her new office, signifying trust in their collaboration. Meanwhile, outside the hospital, Mo Qiao steps out of a car with a determined look, ready for a new challenge. In a serene park setting, Mu Ningxi and Mo Qiao's walk side by side, followed by the persistent questions from Mu Jinxian about their relationship. Mu Jinxian pesters his mother further, pushing the boundaries of her patience, yet fueling her inner reflections. As Mu Jinxian persistently probes, Mu Ningxi juggles her thoughts on past relationships with the present scenario. On the phone, Mu Ningxi's eyes widen as she looks back at Mo Qiao's, holding a question in her heart about his unexpected presence. Mu Ningxi walks into the kitchen, gently patting Mu Zixuan on the head as he sits at the table. Her thoughts focus on the tasks at hand and the promise of a future meal. Mu Zixuan watches her leave, his mind filled with delightful images of cupcakes and sweets. His eagerness is palpable as he nods in agreement, excitement growing for the promised treat. With a wave, Mu Ningxi assures him she will return promptly. She heads out the door, leaving the warm, comfortable space behind. She pauses at the door, contemplating the unexpected meeting with Mo Qiao's. A mix of curiosity and apprehension flares within her. In a brief moment of self-reassurance, she reminds herself to approach the situation coolly and calmly. Drawing a deep breath, she steadies herself, recalling the years that have passed since her last encounter with him. With newfound composure, she strides confidently into the office, announcing her presence to Mo Qiao's with certainty. Mo Qiao sits at his desk, greeting her with a sense of nostalgia. His composed demeanor does little to reveal the intent behind the meeting. Director Ho Lianxing turns to acknowledge them, taken aback by the nature of their reunion. Ho Lianxing explains the situation regarding Director Mo's grandmother, bridging the gap between past acquaintances and current needs. Reflecting on the request, Mu Ningxi recognizes the urgency and significance of the task at hand. With determination, she accepts the challenge, ready to engage with the medical complexities Director Mo has entrusted her with. Mo Qiao's hands over the medical files, further underscoring the gravity of the responsibility Mu Ningxi will undertake. As she reviews the records, memories, and old perceptions of Mo Qiao's cold persona resurface, sharpening her resolve. Her thoughts momentarily distract her, resulting in notes slipping from her grasp. She quickly stoops to gather them, silently cursing the lapse. Mo Chiao stands, reminiscent of their university days, observing her fluster. Rising to meet his gaze, Mu Ningxi tackles their 5-year history with fervor, attempting to push beyond prior grievances. Ho Yinxing watches as their interaction escalates, concerned about the emotional undercurrent between these two highly regarded professionals. The intensity in the room peaks as past and present collide, drawing both protagonists into a silent standoff. Ho Yinxing reacts, overwhelmed by the complications perhaps brewing out of his control and realizing the depth of their shared history. Mo Chiao warns her of the stakes involved in his grandmother's care, challenging her abilities and reminding her of the consequences of failure. His steely reminder lingers in the air, a challenge she fully intends to surpass. Undeterred, Mu Ningxi resolves to prove herself adept in managing the surgery, her confidence bubbling to the surface. Ho Yinxing steps in, reassuring Mo Chiao of Mu Ningxi's capabilities with unshakable faith. Unexpectedly, Mu Zixuan appears, peeking through the open door, curious and slightly unsure. Mu Ningxi turns in surprise, questioning her son's sudden appearance amidst the tension. Mo Chiao considers the child before him, reacting to the innocence of the situation. Mu Ningxi gently instructs her son to remain close. Mu Zixuan reaches an innocent conclusion that Mo Chiao's must be his father, purely from their visual likeness, a child's intuition at play. Abruptly, Mu Zixuan trips, and Mu Ningxi rushes forward with concern, catching him just in time. As she comforts him, his innocent query remains in the air, leaving Mu Ningxi momentarily speechless amidst all the swirling confusion. In the bustling hospital corridor, Mo Chiao's attention is caught by the sight of Mu Ningxi carrying a small child. He examines the scene thoughtfully, piecing together an unforeseen puzzle. Mu Ningxi hurries past, her child balanced on her hip, apologizing to Mo Chiao as she passes. The boy giggles, oblivious to the tense moments swirling around him, drawing Mo Chiao's curiosity deeper. Sheltered in a serene room, Mu Ningxi settles her child on her lap, whispering assurances. Her thoughts drift, filled with apprehension about Mo Chiao and the impact of their unexpected encounter. The boy glances up, captivated by the sparkling lights in the room, reflecting in his wide eyes of vision that fascinates and mystifies him. His understanding is far beyond his years. His eyes mirror clarity, flashing with recognition, a world he has barely touched yet somehow knows. His gaze suggests he sees Mo Chiao as more than a passing stranger. Meanwhile, Mo Chiao is engaged with an elder physician, exchanging insights about their patients. Yet his mind lingers on the familiarity he can't shake from encountering Mu Ningxi and her son. The elder physician elaborates on Mu Ningxi's challenges as a single mother. His words strike a chord with Mo Chiao, blending admiration and compassion within him. Shifting into the elevator, Mo Chiao's mind continues its restless churn, pondering the implications of Mu Ningxi's situation and his own single status as the doors slide shut. Solitude brings questions, and as Mo Chiao stands alone, he contemplates the odd coincidences in life, feelings of fate weaving into the fabric of his consciousness. Determined to unravel the mystery, Mo Chiao makes a call with steely resolve. He instructs inquiries into Mu Ningxi's history, seeking clarity on their entwined paths. In a gentle embrace, Mu Ningxi tends to her son's small injury with tender care, each movement conveying the depth of her devotion and the fierce protectiveness within her. The boy, playful and resilient, assures his mother that scars mean nothing to him, a declaration of courage that belies his young innocence. Suddenly, the boy beams with inspiration, an idea sparkling in his mind. His moment of realization captures his mother's attention, drawing curiosity from her watchful eyes. The child reveals his lingering perception, wondering aloud about the father he's convinced he's seen. A whisper of dreams and desires stirs within. Mu Ningxi pauses, her heart a tapestry of secrets and unspoken truths. Her hand extends, a barrier between past and future, denying connections she cannot allow. The boy, unaffected by complexity, draws parallels between himself and Mo Chiao, his youthful charm effortlessly bridging the gaps of knowledge. Mu Ningxi playfully warns, a joyful firmness in her gestures. The warmth of her presence fully encompasses her son, wrapping him in steadfast affection. Nestled close, the boy seeks assurance, questioning his mother's moods with innocent curiosity. Their bond is a harmonious blend of love and understanding. Mu Ningxi urges her son to promise restraint, guarding him against the unknown consequences of pursuing hidden truths that could unsettle their fragile peace. In a vivid memory, Mu Ningxi recalls the Mo family complexities, a daunting web she resolves to shield her son from, no matter the cost. The boy's innocent wonder persists, his longing to unravel the mystery of his resemblance to Mo Chiao unquenched. Questions spin through his mind like the winds of destiny. Mu Ningxi cradles her son's face, urging caution. Their world must remain untouched by Mo Chiao's influence, a fortress against illusions of grandeur. An urgent call shatters the atmosphere, adrenaline fueling Mu Ningxi as she prepares to rush toward a brewing crisis, her duty as a doctor overriding personal turmoils. The hurried pace finds Mu Ningxi in the surgical prep room, assessing the severity of her patient's condition with decisive clarity as she orchestrates the ensuing procedure. Gloved hands stretch into action, her resolve unwavering. Each movement is decisive, directed toward preserving life amidst chaos and uncertainty. An attempt to intercept her is met with steadfast determination as Mu Ningxi redirects focus to her professional responsibility. There's no space for hesitance. As she turns, Mo Chiao stands in her path, his presence stirring echoes of unfinished stories between them, an intersecting of personal and professional paths that resist easy unraveling. A colleague urges Mu Ningxi with somber news regarding Mo Chiao's grandmother, a prompt that demands her immediate attention and decisive expertise. Her mind pivots, navigating the multitude of roles she must balance, closing personal realms to perform the critical task before her with precision and focus. Entering the operating room, Mu Ningxi addresses the urgent situation with unwavering professionalism, driven by an unyielding commitment to her patient's well-being. Mu Ningxi rushes into the hospital halls, searching for Dr. Gu. Her urgency is evident in her steps as she weaves through the corridors, determined to find him. Hospital staff informs Ningxi that Dr. Gu is occupied with a complex surgery, leaving the critical operation in her capable hands. The weight of responsibility settles on her shoulders. She takes a deep breath, processing the situation and instructing herself to calm down. Her mind swiftly formulates a plan amid the mounting pressure. A patient, Grandma Mo, lies unconscious, connected to machines. Ningxi realizes the urgency and knows the surgery cannot be postponed any longer. She approaches Director Mo, suggesting transferring Grandma Mo to another hospital where experts are available, showing both her assertiveness and compassion for the patient's welfare. Mo Chiao's arrives, adamant that Ningxi personally performs the surgery, ignoring her suggestion and amplifying the tension between them. Ningxi stands firm, explaining the severity of the other patient's condition. Her stance demonstrates her commitment to medical ethics and prioritizing lives based on need. Mo Chiao's protests grow, emphasizing his grandmother's importance and demanding a guarantee. His desperation clashes with Ningxi's resolve. Ningxi refuses to compromise patient safety for personal reasons, advising him that transferring hospitals gives his grandmother a fighting chance. Meanwhile, a small child peers from a staircase, identifying Ningxi as his mother, illustrating the family ties woven into the unfolding drama. The child mentally notes Mo Chiao's arrogance, confident that his mother will not yield to anyone. Mo Chiao's questions Ningxi's responsibilities, emphasizing his grandmother's importance. The confrontation continues, with both parties unwavering. An administrator warns Ningxi of Mo Qiao's influence, hinting at the potential consequences of challenging him. The stakes increase, but Ningxi remains unshaken. Ningxi challenges Mo's sense of morality, invoking the scenario of him being on the operating table. Her appeal to empathy deepens the conflict. She demands a reflection on fairness, her voice rising as her determination peaks, ready to defend her principles at any cost. Her son's admiration grows, captivated by the strength his mother exhibits. The drama unfolds with intensity and inspiration. A nurse rushes in, alarming Ningxi about the patient's deteriorating state. The situation escalates, leaving no room for hesitation. The urgency affects everyone, pushing the narrative toward a crucial decision as stakeholders exchange tense glances. Ningxi resolves to take swift action, ready to intervene with all her knowledge and skills to save both patients. Relief arrives as the hospital's resources support Ningxi's plan, enabling concurrent surgeries due to advanced technology. Despite the challenge, Ningxi's expertise pushes through limits, handling 2 operations simultaneously, showcasing her extraordinary capability. Her son stands proudly, claiming with certainty his mother's unmatched competence. The bond strengthens amidst the high-stakes environment. A colleague approaches the child, curious about his presence. Their interaction underscores the familial support surrounding Ningxi. The boy's confidence beams as he expresses concern for those opposing his mother, unaware of the hospital politics, but firm in his faith. Mo Qiao acknowledges Ningxi's exceptional skills, his earlier reluctance now shifting to a reluctant admiration for her professionalism. He reflects on past memories of her academic brilliance, indicating shared history and the emotional complexity entwined in their disagreement. Deep in thought, Mo Qiao contemplates the changes time imposes on people, especially amidst the ongoing crisis. As Ningxi continues fighting for her patients, her son's words of encouragement echo, wrapping the stressful scene with hope and resilience. Time lapses as the surgeries proceed, a testament to the grueling dedication required to achieve life-saving outcomes. The administrator prepares to review the surgery results, signaling the story's anticipation for closure and reflection on the intensity of the day. Mu Ningxi stood in the hospital corridor, her heart racing as the successful completion of a double surgery sank in. The clean smell of disinfectant surrounded her, the gloves in her hand a reassuring reminder of her skill and dedication as both patients lay stable at last. Inside the bustling hospital room, colleagues praised Mu Ningxi's remarkable achievement. Her ability to manage 2 surgeries within a scant 4 hours left them in awe, a testament to her unwavering commitment and expertise. Meanwhile, young Mu Zixuan eagerly ran towards his mother, his tiny arms reaching with uncontainable admiration. Mu Ningxi knelt to embrace him, grounding herself in his innocent affection amid the day's chaos. Cradling Mu Zixuan against her, Mu Ningxi soothed her mind with his warmth, his confidence in her an anchor through the stormy seas of her responsibilities. Their connection, pure and reassuring, eased the heavy burden she carried. Amidst the gentle hospital glow, Mu Ningxi considered the next steps for Grandma. Mo post-operation care required vigilance, and though tired, her resolve remained unbroken. She would ensure everything proceeded smoothly. Mo Qiao's appeared in her line of sight, his presence a sudden reminder that she didn't have to shoulder these challenges alone. Yet, before reassurance could be fully exchanged, an unexpected wave of dizziness washed over her. The world spun, and her vision faltered. Thoughts tangled, Mu Ningxi fought to keep consciousness. Helplessness briefly ghosted through her, her mind struggling to grasp fragments of clarity amid the disarray. Voices reached her as if through water. Mu Ningxi's name and Mu Zixuan's cry. Reality wavered, forcing her weary soul to confront its limits. 2 figures, driven by concern, rushed forward to catch her steadying fall. Supported now, Mu Ningxi felt the grounding presence of Mo Qiao's. Her exhaustion whispered defeat, yet his gentle touch provided a momentary refuge. Behind closed eyes, she clung to a fragile sense of security. The hospital room was dim and calm when Mu Ningxi awoke. Her senses returned slowly, each one whispering that she was okay, alive, though drained beyond measure. Her body felt like it had been submerged in deep dreams. Reflecting on lost time, Mu Ningxi sat up slowly. The window revealed the passage of days she had unconsciously surrendered, a stark testament to the cost of her ceaseless dedication. Her phone fumbled softly in its fall, an alarm to the urgency dormant within her. A whirlwind of tasks flooded back, patience, recoveries, responsibilities. The professional weight of her role ignited a determination to resume her duties. The familiar view of her peaceful room brought little solace. Mu Ningxi mustered strength from the knowledge that she couldn't rest yet. Obligations awaited, unresolved queries demanded answers. A note from Mu Zixuan, illustrative and sweet, reminded Mu Ningxi of an often forgotten truth. Replenishment was key, even for a healer. She cherished his words, a gentle nudging from one she loved dearly. Rising with purpose, Mu Ningxi realized Mu Zixuan's absence and felt a stirring of curiosity. Where was her guiding star? She embarked on the search for him, determined to piece her world back together. Deciding to visit Grandma Mo first, Mu Ningxi navigated the hospital's quiet halls, each step confident yet full of anticipation. She would ensure everyone was safe and sound, starting with the cherished elder. She gently nudged open the door to Granny Mo's room, amused by the thought of what Mu Zixuan was up to. His playful voice trickled through, light and bright, and she steeled her heart for his antics. The room unfolded like a sweet tableau. Mu Zixuan, delighting in childlike acrobatics, greeted her view. In the ambient sunset glow, this simple joy colored her path forward. A shared laughter filled the room as Mu Zixuan noticed Mu Ningxi. His delight at seeing her woke a radiant happiness within her, a blend of relief and boundless affection. Crossing to Granny Mo, all parties content, Mu Ningxi softly inquired if Mu Zixuan's exuberance had disrupted her. Granny Mo's smile and gentle assurance told her more than words possibly could. Granny Mo's enduring warmth seated on her bandaged bed acknowledged the gentle kiss Mu Zixuan brought with gratitude, not discomfort. Mu Ningxi's spirits lifted further, seeing such harmony peacefully restored. A touch revealed the unfaltering trust Granny Mo placed in Mu Ningxi, appreciating her sacrifices. The older woman's gratitude created an unspoken bond, a kindness echoing beyond suits and roles. An imaginative world of gratitude played across Granny Mo's countenance. Her serenity and forgiveness laced a silent narrative of inclusion amidst circumstances that had been grave. Brushing off honors, Mu Ningxi reminded Granny Mo and herself of simple truths. Devotion was her duty, and acts revealing human warmth were nothing extraordinary. She promised her support. Their connection solidified further. Pondering the specifics of lingering hunger, Mu Ningxi shared an undeniable truth. Life's simple necessities often overlooked in chaos. Their everyday existence resumed a gentle normalcy. Mu Zixuan shrugged, his reaction both amused and knowing. To him, Mu Ningxi's unpredictability signaled an everyday comedy they both played, a personal jest underscoring their mutual affection. The young child volunteered his earnest help, suggesting a quick dash to gather sustenance. His consideration brought warmth that stretched across generations, Mu Ningxi's heart full amid the setting sun. Watching Mu Zixuan's sincerity, Mu Ningxi marveled at his wisdom. Despite his youth, an honest dedication surpassed so many adults. Pride and admiration filled the quiet room around them. Granny Mo joined her observations with a gentle remark, aware of the thoughts that weighed upon the scene. Confirming Mu Ningxi's feeling, she graced the air with empathetic confirmation. Their shared moment in fading daylight painted emotions anew across each of them. Together, they embraced the ties that rested inseparable, yet always burgeoning. Love perpetually familiar, yet forever renewed. Mu Ningxi notices something curious, tilting her head slightly as she processes an unexpected revelation. Mu Zixuan walks into the room with a familiarity that resonates, his small presence activating distant memories unexpectedly. Reflections linger as Mu Zixuan's gestures trigger fleeting images from the past, stirring hints of recognition. Mu Zixuan bumps into Mo Qiao's, a collision that startles both but connects them with a jolt of déjà vu. In his tiny voice, Mu Zixuan apologizes hurriedly, retreating slightly, aware yet untroubled by the accidental encounter. Mo Qiao's, surprised, surveys the child, a mix of curiosity and disbelief threading through his thoughts. As the two stand together, Mo Qiao's ponders the uncanny similarity that Mu Zixuan shares with someone he once knew. The gentle reminiscence continues, eliciting an old memory that had been dormant until now, linked to this small figure. A vague but familiar memory of hand holding with someone echoes, painting the distant fondness with an unexpected presence. The scene shifts to a cozy cafe, where Mu Zixuan sits across from Mo Qiao's, exploring the new setting with bright eyes. A warm welcome from the server arrives, her cheerful demeanor adding to the vibrant atmosphere around them. Mu Zixuan makes a heartfelt request for takeout, keen on looking after his mother and ensuring she doesn't go hungry. Mo Qiao's contemplates this unusual request, questioning Mu Ningxi's parenting silently, but his intrigue deepens. The server, charmed by Mu Zixuan's politeness, agrees readily, amused by his adorable earnestness. Gratitude beams from Mu Zixuan as he savors the meal, appreciating the warmth and hospitality shown by Mo Qiao's. Curiosity piques Mo Qiao's as he wonders about Mu Ningxi's absence from the child's life, drawing partial conclusions. Mu Zixuan explains simply that Mu Ningxi is busy, managing his world with a maturity beyond his age. Despite enjoying the meal, Mu Zixuan remains considerate of his mother's needs, setting aside food instinctively. Mo Qiao's, touched by the boy's thoughtfulness, decides to extend his generosity, inviting him to indulge further. Mu Zixuan's eyes glitter with excitement, contemplating the connection with Mo Qiao's and his own family's piece in the puzzle. Reflecting on an old concept of nonverbal communication, Mu Zixuan feels a sense of wonder, eager to discuss with Mo Qiao's. Mo Qiao's, amused, questions Mu Zixuan's whimsical notion, welcoming the lighthearted break from seriousness. Animated by his idea, Mu Zixuan playfully suggests holding hands to explore the theory, instilling a sense of fun. Mo Qiao's engages in the playful gesture but remains skeptical, adding humor to their interaction with a playful tap. Settling back into the meal, Mo Qiao's acknowledges Mu Zixuan's whimsical attempt, adding a layer of tenderness to their exchange. Mu Zixuan, between bites, cheekily holds Mo Qiao's to his promise, ensuring the playful camaraderie continues. Dropping an unexpected question about his mother's likability, Mu Zixuan catches Mo Qiao's off guard, sparking surprise. Mo Qiao struggles to regain composure, the suddenness of the question interrupting his thoughts humorously. Unexpectedly, Mu Ningxi arrives, her presence infused with relief as she addresses the overdue reunion protectively. With visible sighs of relief, Mu Ningxi reassures herself of Mu Zixuan's safety, attributing it to Mo Qiao's capable guardianship. Mu Ningxi cradles her child, looking towards Mo Qiao's with a sense of unease, aware of the challenges ahead. She turns, decisively preparing to leave, wanting to shield her child from influences she distrusts. The child reaches out, longing for more time with Mo Qiao's, indicating a bond that complicates Ningxi's emotions. Overhearing a conversation, Ningxi feels the weight of past relationships and decisions that still haunt her. Contemplating the similarities between her child and Mo Qiao's, doubts pull at her conscience, despite her resolve. She dismisses the idea of any connection, focusing instead on her child's innocence and how to protect it. Ningxi warns her child to steer clear of Mo Qiao's, attributing rumored behavior to his past. Across town, Mo Qiao's considers his path, seemingly indifferent but internally pensive, as he awaits his order. Ningxi, exasperated, wishes she'd allowed her child to stay longer, realizing small concessions sometimes matter. On campus, news buzzes about an important project selection, a potential turning point for Ningxi if she succeeds. Peers gossip, injecting the campus air with speculation and ambition ahead of critical selections. Mo Qiao's name surfaces as one of the chosen, his reputation preceding him, adding layers to his complex persona. Ningxi, struggling with an upset stomach, races against time, fearing both academic and maternal responsibilities. Onlookers fawn over Mo Qiao's, his presence magnetic amidst the chaos, as Ningxi slips by unnoticed. Mo Qiao's considers his accomplishments, aware of perceptions yet detached, seeking something more. Su Yisun steps out elegantly, recognized as another key player in the academic competition, her motivations veiled. She surveys the area, searching for familiar faces, her mind scanning possibilities of alliance and rivalry. Observers speculate on Su Yisun's connection to Mo Qiao's, their shared journeys hinting at deeper ties. Conversations tilt towards the third project candidate, shrouded in mystery, stirring curiosity and competition. Revealing herself, the elusive third student disrupts assumptions, showing that the unexpected often holds the truth. Ningxi, trying to catch up, inadvertently captures attention with her lateness, yet she remains unfazed. Fellow students gasp, startled by her audacity and wondering how she balances brilliance with chaos. Squeezing through the crowd, Ningxi earnestly requests passage, her focus unbroken despite the circumstances. Running towards her goal, her contradictions intrigue others, as perceptions clash with her palpable drive. In a study room, impatience brews over impending deadlines, pushing limits and testing resolve. Su Yisun sits, contemplative and tense, a hidden determination guiding her as the stakes escalate. Suggestions arise to manipulate the competition, ethics tangled with opportunity in the race to success. Su Yisun contemplates the proposal, a shadow crossing her intentions, hinting at internal conflict. Ningxi, breathless from her haste, meets Su Yisun, the air thick with unspoken tension and potential rivalry. Observing the exchange, Mo Qiao's labels Ningxi as clumsy, a term layered with familiarity and curiosity. Mu Ningxi grips a crumpled paper tightly, her posture tense as she faces Mo Qiao's, determined not to let his words get to her anymore, even though they echo in her mind like an unwanted melody. Su Yisun gently pats Ningxi's shoulder, offering a moment of camaraderie. The hallway around them feels oddly comforting, a space where Ningxi can briefly find solace. Yisun encourages Ningxi to share her research ideas, gesturing animatedly as they walk together, creating an atmosphere charged with creativity and shared ambition. Mo Qiao stands, his attention on Ningxi, his words sliced through the brief comfort, reminding her of impending deadlines. The scenario paints a clash of priorities, driving her focus back to her work. Ningxi argues with him, recalling the morning chaos. Her words bring back the bustling street, delaying her journey as accusations fly between them, a stark reminder of differing perspectives. Sprinting away, Ningxi clutches her report and hurries down the corridor, eager to escape another confrontation and maintain some control in her hectic life. Yisun aims to halt Ningxi, waving for her to stay longer, hoping for a few more moments of shared laughter and friendship in their hectic lives. Later, Ningxi sits with Xian, recounting the chaotic events of the day, while Mo Winnie listens intently, sipping his drink, piecing together the day's scenes. Xian clings to Ningxi, feeling vulnerable amid tales of unreliable figures and uninvited advice, his small presence anchoring her to the present moment, weaving them closer. Stuffed and satisfied from Xian's efforts, Ningxi sprawls on the table, expressing silent gratitude for these moments that ground her and offer joy amid confusion. A sharp knock interrupts, and Ningxi looks cautiously at the door, curiosity piquing her interest and preparing her for the revelation it brings. The visitor, crisply formal, brings an unexpected invitation concerning family matters, stirring Ningxi's suspicions about the sudden request for her presence. She stands protectively by Xian, questioning the motives behind reconnecting after years of silence, as old memories stir within her along with distrust. Learning about director Zhao's death hits Ningxi with a wave of nostalgic regret, mixed with thoughts of past conspiracies that led to her ousting from the family circle. Recollections flood in of how misunderstandings had tarnished her past, filling her with a deep sense of betrayal she fights to keep at bay. The mansion, standing like a ghost from her past, evokes memories of happier times interwoven with bitterness, a backdrop for lessons learned and battles faced. Back at the car, Xian's innocence shines through his inquiry, touching Ningxi's heart as he clings to her for assurance amidst the emotional whirlwind. She gently reassures him, promising secrecy and discretion, locking away the turmoil that battles inside her to protect him from darker truths. Xian's resolve strengthens, his determination to defend his mother growing with each new fragment of the story he uncovers. Ningxi consents to have him guided away, her trust placed in the process momentarily, as she steels herself to face the discussions ahead. Stepping into the familiar yet foreign space, she questions her father's intentions, aware of the power struggles about to unfold. She faces insinuations about Xian's parentage, a predictable spectacle in this setting, designed to challenge her integrity and resolve. Her half-sister, Mu Qiqi, feigns support while calculating the familial advantages at stake, adding layers to an already tense family dynamic. Huo Lianxing, standing awkwardly by Mu Qiqi's side, nods uncertainly, caught in the web of ulterior motives unfolding around him. Ningxi contemplates the implications of inheritance, her mind racing through scenarios intertwined with personal achievements versus imposed expectations. Her father's assurance stirs resentment, his willingness to mend familial ties juxtaposed with past expulsions reflecting hypocrisy, cloaked as sincerity. Pulling ties once severed provokes flashbacks of her forced departure, a reminder of the bitterness tangled with the fabric of trust she cannot easily unravel. Ningxi stands firm, explaining Xian's adoption, her voice unwavering as she shatters fabricated assumptions and defends their bond against probing eyes. Shock reverberates through the room, her father's face betraying incredulity mixed with frustration, the truths deconstructing previous assumptions. Ningxi rests her case, convincingly asserting the reality, shielded by legal papers, delivering a final calm but assertive rebuttal to their misguided intentions. Mo Qiao's carefully surveys a set of documents, his resolve firm as he reflects on past actions to prevent an unwanted reunion between Xian and Director Zhao. Huo Lianxing settles into a chair, tension diffusing slightly as Su Yisin maintains a calm demeanor, suggesting they enjoy a peaceful moment of tea and conversation. Mu Qiqi stands away from the group, her eyes narrow with determination, planning to delve into the truth behind Mu Ningxi's assertions. Excusing herself gracefully, Mu Qiqi announces her intention to retire upstairs briefly, her departure leaving a subtle air of suspense in the room. In a quiet room, Xian lies gently asleep, nestled comfortably beside a plush toy, the scene betraying no hint of the underlying storm. Mu Qiqi, methodical in her approach, opens a drawer slowly, intent on acquiring a sample of DNA to cement her claims against Mu Ningxi. With a triumphant gleam, Mu Qiqi envisions the Zhao family fortune within her grasp, banking on the downfall of Mu Ningxi to secure her aspirations. Her resolve hardens further. She mutters about taking drastic steps against Xian, a mischievous resolve taking shape in her mind. But Xian stirs, cleverly catching Mu Qiqi off guard, his immediate alertness thwarting her sinister intentions. Downstairs, Mu Ningxi, vaguely alarmed, queries a sudden noise, her maternal instincts stirring at the thought of Xian undergoing any harm. Mu Ningxi peers around the doorframe, concerned yet also cautious as a strange sound seems to echo around them. Xian, now fully awake, teases Mu Qiqi by recreating laughter, his innocent antics baffling Huo Lianxing who watches intently. Ho Lianxing turns to Xian, curious and protective, as Xian recounts the bizarre episode involving Mu Qi and the scissors. Mu Ningxi and Lin exchange worried glances. Lin, realizing the child's insight, has unexpectedly unveiled Mu Qi's plans. Puzzled, Ho Lianxing wonders aloud about Mu Qi's inexplicable laughter, his concern growing with each passing moment. Xian clings to Mu Ningxi, his small voice filled with trepidation as he seeks comfort amidst the brewing tension. In a gentle embrace, Mu Ningxi reassures Xian, her own heart heavy with the need to protect him from harm. Directly addressing the group, Mu Ningxi reasserts Xian's adopted status, her frustration peeking through as the drama unfolds. Mo Winnie internally berates Mu Qi for her carelessness, his thoughts racing as he calculates the impending difficulties. Determined to shield Xian, Mu Ningxi firmly declares her intention to distance from the Mu family, cradling Xian securely against her. Lin's voice halts Mu Ningxi's retreat, urging her to consider the familial ties with Mu Qi despite the turmoil this revelation has caused. Lin pleads for understanding, attributing Mu Qi's uncontrollable laughter to an unknown cause, suggesting intervention as Mu Qi chuckles erratically beside her. Mu Ningxi's resolve strengthens, refusing to aid Mu Qi, internalizing the harm done to her family at Mu Qi's hands. Xian perks up, explaining how his playful acupressure trick on Mu Qi has temporarily escalated her laughter, suggesting a lighthearted solution. Astonished by Xian's ingenuity, Mu Ningxi acknowledges his subtle rebelliousness, a mischievous smile gracing her features. Lin pushes for a solution, desperation tinting her voice as Mu Qi's laughter persists unabated. Mo Winnie stands conflicted beside them. With a touch of skepticism, Mu Ningxi proposes a method to cease Mu Qi's laughter, testing Lin's willingness to commit. In a newfound sense of willingness, Mu Qi, amidst bursts of laughter, raises a hand for assistance, ready to halt her uncontrollable mirth. Mu Ningxi outlines the acupressure technique required, her eyes challenging Mu Qi to choose resilience in the face of consequence. Behind Mu Ningxi's assured expression, Xian peers out, the prankster within satisfied as the scene nears its resolution, a sense of playful justice achieved. In a quiet room, Ningxi stood facing a woman with questions swirling around them, the atmosphere tense with unresolved tension. Ningxi responded with determination, knowing it was a tough path she had to tread for herself, dismissing the idea of any alternative. Mu Qi, clutching her clothes, seemed caught between desperation and amusement, portraying an odd mix of emotions that puzzled those around her. Embracing a proactive stance, Ningxi conveyed her resolve, her posture echoing readiness to confront whatever lay ahead. A sound of a slap shattered the air. The echo lingered, signifying past grievances that couldn't be left unresolved, claiming closure on an old betrayal. Another slap followed, this time symbolizing the end of an era of manipulation, as Ningxi retold the bitterness of coercion from years gone by. With the final slap, the air cleared somewhat, and it was almost as if the room itself sighed with relief, acknowledging the immediate threat had been neutralized. On the ground, Mu Qi attempted to regain some semblance of control, assuring that she was now in a better state, laying to rest past missteps. Ningxi instructed coldly, giving Mu Qi guidance to avoid future mishaps, emphasizing the need for restitution as she steeled herself further for the responsibilities ahead. Carrying a determined look, she announced her intention to leave, balancing her obligations as she prepared to step out into the world stronger. Gu Qingze offered her a ride, but she declined with a decisive shake of her head, acknowledging the shifts in their lives and charting her own course. Ningxi stood firm, reminding Gu Qingze of where his current loyalties should lie, choosing independence over reconciliation. Secret musings hinted at regrets from the past, as Gu Qingze internally lamented choices that had spiraled beyond his control. Thoughts of rekindling a connection lingered in his mind, driven by the changed circumstances and unresolved feelings. Gu Qingze presented flowers, an olive branch of sorts, trying to mend what once was, but Ningxi wouldn't be swayed so easily by tokens. She dismissed his offering, demanding he reconsider his actions and whether his intentions were genuine or fleeting whims. Despite his assurances of simple intentions, his plea fell on deaf ears as she had fortified herself against past heartaches. Ningxi recounted the betrayal that had cost her dignity, her words sharp as she reminded him of the trust shattered between them. As she moved to put distance between them, she made it clear that she was focused on her own priorities, ignoring his attempts to bridge the divide. Gu Qingze tried to explain, regret lacing his every word, hoping to appeal to the past they shared, reflecting on decisions that had cost them dearly. She questioned his narrative sharply, unwilling to let him rewrite history so conveniently, probing at the inconsistencies in his account. A plea for another chance was issued by Gu Qingze, his tone pleading, as if this conversation was his last hope. Ningxi warned him not to stand in her way, intending to break free from past narratives that no longer served her. Defiantly, he urged her to reconsider, his stance hardened by her refusal to relent, as if preparing for a final bid. An impasse reached, he lunged forward, tension breaking into action as the room blurred into sudden chaos. In close proximity, he hesitated briefly, the moment stretching as his resolve faltered, softening his grip just enough. A cry for help pierced the tension as Ningxi called out, reaching beyond the confines for salvation that felt rapidly approaching. Mo Qiao's awareness snapped into focus, recognizing the gravity of the scene unfolding, spurred into protective action. As Mo Qiao entered, his presence commanded the space, halting the situation with an authority that promised justice. With precise force, Mo Qiao intervened, breaking the cycle of aggression and restoring balance as he protected what was dear. In a tense hospital hallway, Ho Lianxing finds himself on the floor, a mix of surprise and urgency driving him to address Mo Qiao's presence *. Mo Qiao stands firm, exuding a calm yet authoritative aura. His words cut through the air with a precision that makes others take note *. The scene shifts focus, highlighting Mo Qiao's resolute stance. A silent warning gleams in his eyes as he makes his position unmistakably clear *. Ho Lianxing reels back, acknowledging the weight of Mo Qiao's words with a nod, his previous bravado evaporating completely *. Quickly retreating, Ho Lianxing clambers to his feet, the tension dissipating into relief as Mo Qiao motions for him to leave *. With the confrontation over, Mu Ningxi remains seated on the floor in the corner, the quiet of the room settling around her like a soft embrace *. Mo Qiao approaches her, extending a hand, his focus entirely on ensuring her well-being as the room brightens with a sense of safety *. Mu Ningxi looks at Mo Qiao with a newfound resolve, accepting his offer to help her stand, gratitude evident in her posture *. Now on her feet, Mu Ningxi regains her composure, offering reassurance that she is unharmed. Her determination to move forward is tangible *. Walking together down another corridor, the duo discusses recent events, Mo Qiao providing clarity as they approach a new challenge *. Mo Qiao recalls an important responsibility, tapping Mu Ningxi lightly on the forehead as a playful reminder of her oversight *. Mu Ningxi responds with feigned indignation, her animated gestures highlighting their dynamic rapport, a testament to their understanding *. With a playful gesture, she threatens to report Mo Qiao to Granny Mo, showcasing their enduring friendship and mutual respect *. The sudden arrival of Su Yisin halts the light-hearted moment, her presence demanding attention as she questions Mu Ningxi's proximity to Mo Qiao *. Mu Ningxi responds with professionalism, explaining her duties with calm efficiency, reinforcing her role with unwavering integrity *. Su Yisin's objection fills the air, yet Mu Ningxi remains unshaken, her fortitude evident in the subtle shift of the conversation's power dynamics. Exhaling calmly, Mu Ningxi embraces honesty, allowing her actions to speak louder than words, her serenity capturing the moment. Mo Qiao intervenes, urging for discretion in the hospital environment, his tone one of reason as he seeks to maintain peace. With a final nod, he guides Mu Ningxi into the next room, setting aside the tension to focus on the purpose of their visit. As the door closes, Su Yisin is left contemplating her next move, a new determination taking root in her mind, silently vowing retribution. Inside Granny Mo's room, Mu Ningxi's focus shifts to medical concerns, asking about any discomfort with genuine care and professionalism. Granny Mo responds positively, hinting at recovery as hope permeates the room, filling the space with a shared sense of optimism. Mu Ningxi offers a plan for a thorough checkup, her warm assurance bringing comfort, the light catching her gentle smile. Granny Mo makes a heartfelt request for Mu Ningxi to stay, the moment underscored by a sense of familial connection deepening between them. Granny Mo's unexpected proposal catches Mo Qiao by surprise, a meaningful look exchanged, implications lingering in the air. Mo Qiao and Mu Ningxi stand speechless, the weight of Granny Mo's words settling over them, a pivot in their intertwined fates, silently unfolding. The door opens to reveal Su Yisin and Lin Lin, their presence signaling a shift, as the dynamics between them all continue to evolve. Su Yisin encourages Lin Lin to greet Granny Mo, her authoritative tone softening in the presence of her child, love undercurrents apparent. Lin Lin hesitates, expressing discomfort, the candid honesty of a child bringing levity to the room, bridging tension with innocence. Su Yisin cajoles with the promise of a meal, her resolve undeterred, coaxing Lin Lin into compliance with maternal affection, paving the way. In the bustling city, Su Yisin tries to calm a restless Lin Lin, who is pulling on her dress, eager to leave the crowded mall. Her patience wears thin as Lin Lin insists they go home immediately, his small hands clutching hers tightly. Despite Su Yisin's attempts to console him, Lin Lin remains adamant. She kneels down, making gentle eye contact, trying to explain their plans for the day, but Lin Lin only looks away, stubbornly. Nearby, an elderly woman, Granny, watches the interaction with a stern expression. She voices her disapproval, insisting that if people don't wish to meet her, she sees no need to accommodate them. Su Yisin turns to Granny, attempting to bridge the gap with soothing reassurances that Lin Lin truly does cherish these visits. She gestures toward the little boy, emphasizing his shyness rather than indifference. Granny, unimpressed, declares there's no such thing as timid heirs in the Mo family, pointing out that Mo Qiao's strong personality has clearly missed a generation. Her eyes sweep over Lin Lin with critical appraisal. Mo Qiao stands silently beside them, his presence almost forgotten until Su Yisin nudges him. She urges him to voice his thoughts, hoping his influence might sway Granny's cold demeanor. Instead, Mo Qiao bluntly informs Su Yisin that they are unwelcome, dismissing their attempts at familial bonding. His words hang in the air, heavy and immovable, leaving a sting in their wake. Quickly regaining her composure, Su Yisin decides to retreat gracefully, promising another visit soon, holding Lin Lin protectively as they make their exit. Just outside, Mu Ningxi observes them depart. She internally questions Mo Qiao's attitude towards the child, musing aloud that it's his responsibility to guide and educate, not push away. A mixture of irritation and disbelief crosses Mo Qiao's features as he approaches Mu Ningxi. It's uncanny how she consistently verbalizes his thoughts unerringly, causing an unexpected pang of frustration. As Mu Ningxi receives a sudden message on her phone, her expression shifts dramatically. She grips the device tighter, realizing the gravity of its content, her eyes wide with alarm. The message screen glows ominously, detailing a threat against her son, Xian. Desperation wells within her as the words sink in, urging her to take immediate action. Confronted with the chilling text, Mu Ningxi experiences a surge of dread, debating her next move. Calculating the risk, she resolves to reach the amusement park swiftly. Panic-stricken, she informs Mo Qiao of Xian's kidnapping, seeking his help to navigate this sudden crisis. Her voice trembles as she shares the threatening message. Resolute, Mo Qiao offers to accompany her. He expresses disbelief that Mu Qiqi would hazard harm to a child, but underscores the urgency and importance of acting swiftly. As they rush towards the amusement park, the phone's persistent number-switched-off message frustrates their attempts to contact Xian. The line remains dead, heightening their anxiety. Mu Ningxi tries calling repeatedly, her grip on the phone tightening with each futile attempt. Her thoughts revolve around her son's well-being, hoping he's safe. Seated next to Mo Qiao in the car, tears silently escape as Mu Ningxi contemplates the possibility of losing Xian. Her heartache evident, she realizes how integral he is to her life. Mo Qiao focuses on the road ahead, his grip on the steering while turning his knuckles white. Determination fuels him, intent on ensuring they reach the amusement park swiftly. Mu Ningxi fumbles with her seatbelt, tension preventing her from unbuckling it. Her agitation grows, battling both the mechanism and mounting fear. Mo Qiao reassures her as he opens the car door, his calm demeanor providing a sliver of comfort. He promises to protect Xian, refusing to entertain any other outcome. Arriving at the amusement park, Mu Ningxi scans the surroundings frantically. Hope sparks as she spots evidence of Xian's presence, her heart lifting momentarily. Mo Qiao urges focus, reminding her to discern their surroundings carefully. Certain sounds hint at clues, potentially leading them to Xian. Suddenly, they hear cries for help from a roller coaster, drawing their attention upwards. Alarm jolts through Mu Ningxi as they witness a figure in distress. As they near the source of the commotion, Mo Qiao supports Mu Ningxi, ensuring she stays grounded amidst the chaos, ready to investigate further. They decide to head to the control room, convinced answers await there. Mo Qiao takes the lead, with Mu Ningxi following closely, anticipation fueling their movements. A familiar bag belonging to Xian hangs conspicuously at the control room door, a distressing reminder of the dangerous situation unfolding. Inside, a woman and Xian engage playfully at the control panel. Oblivious to the surrounding tension, his carefree demeanor contrasts with the reality of the threat Mu Ningxi perceived. Confusion washes over Mu Ningxi as she grapples with the unexpected scene. Why is Xian safe and sound, and why was Mu Qiqi on the roller coaster? Nothing adds up. Her heart swells with relief as she approaches Xian, who recognizes her instantly. His gleeful acknowledgement of her presence dispels her fears, grounding them in a moment of serene clarity. In the lively setting of an amusement park, Gu Qingzi stands next to Mu Ningxi, watching over Mu Zixuan with a gentle demeanor. As Mu Ningxi kneels to check on Mu Zixuan, her touch reassures him. Mu Zixuan looks up at her with wide eyes, expressing wonder at seeing Gu Qingzi beside them. He exclaims his excitement to be there, lifting his small arms energetically. Mu Ningxi becomes pensive, noting Mu Zixuan's unusual behavior and glancing around as if sensing something amiss. Mu Zixuan begins recounting the day's events, detailing the misadventures that led him to this point. Mu Ningxi reacts with a mix of anger and disbelief upon hearing the tale of Mu Qiqi's involvement. Mu Zixuan, with a conspiratorial whisper, reveals more details about Mu Qiqi's ulterior motives. Filled with pride, Mu Ningxi spins Mu Zixuan in the air, celebrating his cleverness and bravery. Observing from a distance, Gu Qingzi muses about the theatrics unfolding, with a touch of amusement. As calm returns, they decide it's best to leave, but Mu Ningxi hesitates, unsure of the proper timing. Gu Qingzi, in a decisive manner, suggests giving Mu Zixuan more freedom to explore. With his permission, Mu Zixuan is free to pursue happiness, signaling the return of normalcy. Meanwhile, screams echo from the amusement park's roller coaster, a stark reminder of the day's chaos. A rainbow graces the sky as water mysteriously drips from the ride, unnoticed by most. As they walk together, Mu Zixuan questions the nature of Mu Ningxi and Gu Qing's relationship, sparking curiosity. Mu Ningxi, taken aback, quickly denies any deeper connection, waving away the idea with urgency. Mu Zixuan stubbornly insists, recounting Gu Qing's heroic actions and urging gratitude. Inspired, Mu Zixuan offers a handmade gift to Gu Qingze, eager to express his thanks. He presents the art project from class, symbolizing a happy family, each figure uniquely labeled. Gu Qingze accepts the heartfelt gift, kneeling to meet Mu Zixuan's gaze, his appreciation evident. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Gu Qingze suggests a hug, wishing to reciprocate the kindness shown. Mu Zixuan gleefully agrees, his hands outstretched in anticipation. Mu Ningxi watches as Gu Qingze lifts Mu Zixuan high, creating a moment of shared joy. Gu Qingze promises Mu Zixuan more adventures ahead, subtly implying deeper ties within the group. Grateful, Mu Ningxi privately acknowledges Gu Qingze, marking a turning point in their interactions. Gu Qingze replies with a gentle reminder of the debt incurred, hinting at future collaboration. Curiosity piqued, Mu Ningxi asks what might be required in return, uncertain yet intrigued. Gu Qingze outlines the terms with clarity, requesting her regular visits upon his grandmother's recovery. As Mu Zixuan playfully tugs at Gu Qingze, Mu Ningxi calls after him, her voice filled with affection. Mu Ningxi sat in the back seat of the car, glancing at her son, Mu Zixuan, as he playfully urged her to come closer. Mu Ningxi leaned forward, holding Mu Zixuan's little hands, as he excitedly mentioned someone named Uncle Mo. Momentarily puzzled, Mu Ningxi processed her son's innocent suggestion with a hint of disbelief. Mu Ningxi softly scolded Mu Zixuan, trying to explain the complications of Mo Qiao's high status. Mu Zixuan, unfazed, continued questioning, hinting at deeper feelings and leaving Mu Ningxi momentarily taken aback. Mo Qiao, sitting quietly in the front, overheard everything, causing a slight twitch of surprise. Mu Ningxi waved off her son's remarks, rationalizing the situation with amusing exaggeration. Realizing her words had reached Mo Qiao, Mu Ningxi panicked internally, fearing misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Mo Qiao received a call about an unexpected visitor, Su Yisin, encountering a mishap at his house. He promptly decided to return, suspecting Su Yisin's manipulative tendencies once more. Mo Qiao asked Mu Ningxi if she could assist with a peculiar patient back at his estate, piquing her curiosity. Mu Ningxi, pondering the request, shared a moment of mutual confusion with Mu Zixuan. They approached the grandiose Missouri family estate, its architecture enchanting little Mu Zixuan. Under the moonlit sky, Mu Ningxi compared the mansion to a fairy tale, while Mu Zixuan marveled at the beauty. Mo Qiao assured them they were welcome anytime, signaling a gesture of unexpected warmth. Mo Qiao reassured Mu Ningxi that Mu Zixuan didn't need strict manners when visiting, easing her tension. A housekeeper informed Mo Qiao that everything was prepared, prompting the trio to follow inside. Mu Ningxi encouraged Mu Zixuan to rest with the housekeeper, promising to join him soon. Mu Zixuan waved eagerly, bidding his mother and Mo Qiao a cheerful goodbye. Inside the mansion, Su Yisin lounged playfully, instructing her son, Lin Lin, to prepare for Mo Qiao's return. Lin Lin, spotting Mo Qiao, confirmed his arrival, anticipating a dramatic encounter. Su Yisin quickly feigned injury, setting the stage for her plan as Lin Lin scurried away. Determined, Lin Lin dashed forward, intent on completing his task efficiently. Feigning distress, Su Yisin attempted to garner attention, claiming she had injured her ankle. Mo Qiao entered, unimpressed by Su Yisin's theatrics, questioning her presence in his home. Su Yisin quickly composed herself, confused by the abrupt interrogation. She noticed Mu Ningxi, expressing shock and questioning her legitimacy at the MO residence. Mu Ningxi, unfazed, contemplated the scenario, realizing Su Yisun was perfectly unharmed, yet brazenly fiery. Mo Qiao acknowledged Su Yisun's deceit, prompting Mu Ningxi to deal with the situation cleverly. Mu Ningxi, deciding to humor the act, approached Su Yisun with mock seriousness, ready to treat her. Su Yisun sat on the couch, her leg propped up awkwardly as Mu Ningxi approached with a determined stride. Mu Ningxi examined Su Yisun's leg, noting the visible swelling, her fingers hovering over the tender area. Su Yisun reclined back with an air of defiance, contemplating the options presented for her recovery. Mu Ningxi's calm demeanor remained unshaken as she mentioned the necessity of a plaster cast, her focus unwavering. Su Yisun, taken aback, reacted to Mu Ningxi's firm recommendation, her hand raised in objection. Her frustration spilled over as she dramatically lamented the potential social repercussions of wearing a cast. Mo Qiao's interjected, his presence commanding attention as he suggested Su Yisun should visit less often to avoid such injuries. Mu Ningxi efficiently secured the cast, her movements precise and confident, signaling the task's completion. Back in her room, Su Yisun sprawled across the bed, visibly irritated, her face reflecting her inner turmoil. With a pillow clutched tightly in her hand, Su Yisun vowed silently to herself, her resolve intensifying. In another room, a child, dressed in a playful cow costume, bounced on the bed, marveling at its comfort. Mu Ningxi gently reminded the child that their stay was temporary, her thoughts focused on their early departure. The child looked up at Mu Ningxi, his curiosity piqued by her attire, associating it with the possibility of visiting Mo Qiao's. Mu Ningxi quickly dispelled the child's assumptions, explaining the circumstances with a hint of embarrassment. As she considered the borrowed nightwear, Mu Ningxi wondered about Su Yisun's previous stays, momentarily lost in thought. Shaking off the introspection, Mu Ningxi reminded herself of the insignificance of the garment's origin. A knock interrupted her musings, prompting Mu Ningxi to answer the door, anticipation quietly building. Prepared to change, a sudden gust caught her attention, swirling her thoughts back to Mo Qiao's stern warnings. Mo Qiao's unexpected presence startled Mu Ningxi, his gaze questioning her choice of clothing. She inquired if something was amiss, seeking clarification for his unexpected visit. Mo Qiao revealed his intent to deliver a storybook, his expression softening slightly. Mu Ningxi gratefully accepted the book, her mind noting the child's fondness for the stories. Mo Qiao's parting advice left a lingering impression, his concern barely masked by his tone. Flustered, Mo Qiao exited with haste, leaving a sense of unresolved tension in the air. Mu Ningxi returned to the room, offering the storybook to the eager child, her gesture warm and inviting. The child's excitement peaked at the sight of the book, his eyes wide with wonder and delight. Settling into bed, Mu Ningxi listened to the child's offer to read to her, her heart softening at his eagerness. As the child read aloud, Mu Ningxi relaxed, her thoughts melting away, wrapped in the comfort of the moment. Finally, Mu Ningxi drifted into a peaceful sleep, the child's quiet commentary a soothing lullaby. The child, intent on a new adventure, tiptoed out, determined to find Mo Qiao's, his excitement barely contained. Mu Zixuan, in his cow-print onesie, peeked into the room, tiny feet shuffling across the carpet. Mo Qiao's glanced over his shoulder, book still in hand, attention snagged by the little intruder. Zixuan tiptoed closer, curiosity flickering like stars in his eyes, eager for an adventure. Mo Qiao sat up straighter, amusement threading through his posture despite himself. Zixuan, on the brink of a revelation, extended his small hand with anticipation humming through him. Mo Qiao's watched the small hand, momentarily puzzled but intrigued. Zixuan clutched Mo Qiao's hand, triumphant as if unraveling a mystery. The unexpected discovery overwhelmed Zixuan, tears welling with the force of unearthing a truth. He declared his discovery boldly, the weight of emotion causing his voice to hitch. A sob escaped Zixuan, recounting the journey that led him here, needing validation. Mo Qiao's studied Zixuan, thoughts dancing like a whirlwind at the unexpected title. Zixuan curled against Mo Qiao's, the question of love and abandonment stinging in the air. Mo Qiao's gentle reassurance was a whispered lullaby, a promise veiled in quiet resolve. Duty tethered him. Zixuan settled into security, a fragile trust blooming. The room was hushed as Zixuan was laid to rest, enveloped in warmth. Mu Ningxi stirred, her murmurs soft, blurring the lines between dreams and reality. Mo Qiao's pondered the weight of mistaken identity, the night's surreal events pressing heavily. Determination etched onto his features. He turned away, shadows marking decisions unspoken. Morning light painted the scene as Mu Ningxi called out, energy vibrant and unavoidable. A housekeeper offered guidance, her words weaving practicality into the moment. Mo Qiao's entrance interrupted the morning routine, his presence a calm command amid the bustle. Mu Ningxi's gaze softened, questions unspoken but hovering, a mother's quiet plead. Mo Qiao's response was lighthearted, yet underpinned by the night's heavy truths. Her mind swirled, processing the tender but confusing care that her son had received. Echoes of a child's confrontation lingered in the air, challenging authority with innocent courage. Mo Wenhe, standing firm, confronted the hierarchy, a fire ignited by injustice. Zixuan held his ground, the truth of his family's worth sparking defiance in his eyes. Su Yisin's entrance added tension, her presence assertive, complicating the already charged atmosphere. Zixuan's rebuttal was fierce, defending his identity with unwavering conviction. Mu Ningxi's voice rose, cutting through chaos with startling clarity, halting hostility before it spiraled. Mu Zixuan, clad in a cow hoodie, steps forward, challenging the notion of familial ties. His small hands gesture animatedly to emphasize his words, hinting at an unshakable belief in his connection to Mo Qiao. Su Yisin, looming on the staircase, dismisses his claim with a dismissive wave. Her presence exudes a mix of disbelief and superiority. Zixuan persists, citing a unique fingerprint pattern as evidence, his little voice determined against Yisin's mockery. Mu Ningxi observes from afar, piecing together Zixuan's improbable claim. Her mind races through the implications of his words. In a swirl of speculation, Ningxi contemplates the possibility, her gaze shifting between Zixuan and the retreating figure of Mo Qiao. A tense confrontation unfolds, with Mo Qiao arriving just in time to see Su Yisin attempt to force Zixuan into silence. The intensity in his stride commands attention. Yisin, caught off guard, spins to address Mo Qiao, scrambling for an explanation. Zixuan, eyes bright and earnest, calls out to Mo Qiao as if recognizing a beacon of hope. Su Yisin, with an air of authority, concocts a story, attempting to portray herself as the protector in the misunderstanding. Mo Qiao kneels to Zixuan's level, his realization dawning as he remembers the past intersection with Mu Ningxi. Zixuan gazes up at Mo Qiao, seeking recognition and validation, with a poignant, earnest gaze. As if sensing Zixuan's vulnerability, Mo Qiao tenderly inspects the boy's injury, the touch revealing an unexpected depth of connection. Zixuan, trusting and hopeful, shares his simplistic yet profound plan for feeling better, unaware of the storm around him. Su Yisin protests, her voice filled with exasperation as she attempts to refute Zixuan's claims and maintain control over the narrative. Yisin dredges up a shared past, trying to keep Mo Qiao tethered to a false sense of obligation. Mo Qiao confronts Yisin, breaking free of past manipulations. With a calm demeanor, he recalls the truth of their dealings. Yisin falters, her steps hesitant as she processes the revelation, a crack in her facade appearing. With an almost plaintive gesture, she pleads for acceptance, leveraging Lin's innocence in a bid for sympathy. Mo Chiao responds with steely resolve, unraveling Isin's web of deception, his words carrying undeniable finality. Ningxi, on the periphery, reacts to the unraveling secrets with shock, her perception of Mo Chiao shifting in an instant. Su Isin, visibly distraught, accuses Mo Chiao of betrayal, the remnants of her confidence crumbling. In a calculated move, Mo Chiao asserts his independence, reclaiming his life from Isin's manipulative grasp. Holding Zixuan effortlessly, Mo Chiao extends a familial olive branch, introducing a newfound unity. Ningxi steps back, overwhelmed by the cascade of revelations, recalibrating her understanding of the events. Mo Chiao instructs the housekeeper to tend to Zixuan's needs, seamlessly integrating him into the household. As Mo Chiao strategizes privately, an implicit trust develops between him and Ningxi, both aware of the implications. With a determined look, Mo Chiao calls Ningxi for a more intimate conversation, bridging the gap between them. Ningxi approaches cautiously, determined to affirm the truth of Mo Chiao's past actions. Mo Chiao's candid admission clarifies the long-standing misunderstanding, casting his character in a new light. Ningxi, processing the revelation, finds herself standing at the threshold of a new beginning, her perspective and path irrevocably altered. Mu Ningxi stands in a room, startled by Mo Chiao's unexpected remark. The air between them buzzes with unresolved tension, hinting at unfinished business between the two. Mo Chiao continues confidently, reveling in the moment. His demeanor showcases a blend of arrogance and purpose, deliberately choosing words that spark curiosity within Mu Ningxi. Mu Ningxi confronts Mo Chiao, her posture firm yet curious about his intentions. She considers his words carefully, trying to decipher the real reason behind his actions. Mo Chiao gestures animatedly, insisting his actions were unintended. He weaves a story that connects their paths, accidentally aligning their destinies, much to Mu Ningxi's skepticism. Mu Ningxi processes the explanation, weighing the authenticity of his claims. She considers the implications, knowing that an accident could change everything if genuine. Mo Chiao maintains a confident stance as he acknowledges the unintentional nature of the event. His resolve to take responsibility contrasts with the carefree tone of his earlier words. In the garden, Mo Chiao attempts to deflect attention with superficial observations about Mu Ningxi. The strategy distracts momentarily but achieves little in their deeper conversation. Feisty arrows of sarcasm from Mu Ningxi point toward Mo Chiao's careless remarks, deflecting them with the sharpness of her own insights. She focuses on their deeper conflict with a spirited response. As Mo Chiao continues, Mu Ningxi's determination to face him squarely intensifies. His lack of acknowledgement stings, but her conviction to stand her ground grows stronger. Mo Chiao, revealing a rare glimpse of vulnerability, concedes with a dramatic flair. He proposes an unexpected union, a solution for them both, though laden with irony. Mu Ningxi, incredulous, challenges Mo Chiao's suggestion, refusing to accept a future shaped by whimsical remarks. Her determination to assert her intentions is palpable. Mo Chiao, puzzled by Mu Ningxi's resistance, questions her motives. His curiosity unveils a deeper need to understand her perspective, compelling him to pause. Standing amidst the gentle rustle of leaves, Mu Ningxi calmly articulates her point. She explains that unity must come from mutual feelings, not forced obligation. Mo Chiao crosses his arms, revealing a quiet determination. He challenges Mu Ningxi's understanding of their situation, offering a different path for the child's well-being. The intensity rises as Mu Ningxi asserts her rightful place in the child's life. She defends her decisions, refusing to yield to Mo Chiao's demands without recognition of her efforts. In an impulsive embrace, Mo Chiao pulls Mu Ningxi close, disrupting the flow of the argument. The unexpected gesture leaves a complex mix of confusion and realization for Mu Ningxi. Mo Chiao leans closer, identifying himself with a newfound certainty. The familiarity of the moment stirs memories for Mu Ningxi, bringing a cascade of past emotions. Flashbacks engulf Mu Ningxi, piecing together scenes from a night once lost in shadows. Her heart races with recognition, acknowledging a deep-seated truth revealed by Mo Qiao's presence. Stirred by introspection, Mu Ningxi steps back, momentarily struck by the gravity of their connection. She absorbs the weight of their intertwined destinies. Turning away, Mu Ningxi expresses her turmoil, distancing herself from Mo Qiao. The demand for space marks her struggle for independence amid conflicting emotions. Running away, Mu Ningxi's resolve hardens. Her steps signal a pursuit of clarity, moving away from Mo Qiao's overwhelming influence. Mu Ningxi stumbles upon a familiar figure, Granny Mo, returning unexpectedly. The encounter disrupts her momentum, forcing a shift in focus. In the cozy warmth of a living room, Mu Ningxi faces the elder. She is puzzled by Granny Mo's early return, unsure of what it means for her unfolding story. Granny Mo's gentle smile carries wisdom as she addresses Mu Ningxi's wariness. Her words bridge the gap between past and present circumstances, urging connection. Mu Ningxi shares a glance with Mo Qiao, their combined reaction a mix of surprise and anxious curiosity. The atmosphere shifts as both weigh the elder's perspective. Mu Zixuan, eyes bright with delight, enters the scene, greeting Granny Mo. The family connection brings a moment of innocence and grounding among the tangled emotions. Cradling Mu Zixuan, Granny Mo congratulates the family's future, her expression a blend of joy and hope. The moment reaffirms the bonds that hold them together. Mo Wenyin enters jubilantly, offering a playful acknowledgement of the family resemblance. His presence adds a lighthearted dynamic to the otherwise tense environment. Engaging in light banter, Mo Wenyin shares his observations, prompting reactions from Mu Ningxi and Mo Qiao. He teases them with familial insights, easing the atmosphere. Mo Qiao's irritation peaks as Mo Wenyin continues his playful jabs. The dynamic between them is both brotherly and competitive, underscoring their complex relationship. In the bustling city lounge, Mu Ningxi, Mo Wenyi, and Mo Qiao sit on a plush sofa where the atmosphere is strangely awkward. Mo Qiao's attempts to break the tension by delegating orders to a staff member nearby, directing them with precision as he maintains his composure. Mo Wenyi, eager to create a connection, leans toward his grandmother, pointing out the shared whispers between Mu Ningxi and Mo Qiao's, hoping to lighten the mood. Mu Ningxi raises her hands in gentle protest, eager to clarify misunderstandings as she maintains her own perspective among the assumptions swirling around them. Mo Wenyi, ever the playful spirit, lifts a small action figure, cheekily suggesting potential future plans as Mu Ningxi ponders the unexpected turn in conversation. With a sense of relief, Mu Ningxi stands, ready to leave now that Granny has recovered, encouraging Mo Zixuan to join her, though Mo Qiao's watches closely. Mo Wenyi, holding baby Xian, hesitates as he gazes at Mu Ningxi, caught between wanting to stay and the pull of his mother's departure. With a decisive stance, Mu Ningxi voices her intent to leave if Mo Zixuan doesn't join her, determination evident in her stance. Mo Qiao silently seeks assistance, directing a silent plea to those around him, his desire to maintain harmony evident. Mo Wenyi, noticing Mo Qiao's plea, attempts to jest, but his laughter only underlines the lack of solutions, even as his grandmother remains contemplative. Abruptly, Mo Wenyi clutches his foot and cries out dramatically, attempting to garner Mu Ningxi's attention in a playful distraction. Perplexed, Mu Ningxi pauses, balancing Xian as she wonders about Mo Wenyi's sudden outcry, curious about his antics. Mo Wenyi rolls on the floor theatrically, imploring Mu Ningxi to stay and tend to his feigned injury, while she considers his request skeptically. Later, Mo Wenyi, seated comfortably, engages Xian with a book of tongue twisters, fostering a sense of camaraderie through their playful exchange. Xian, now settled beside Mo Wenyi, questions the appropriateness of his uncle's behavior, exhibiting a childlike innocence and curiosity. Laughing, Mo acknowledges the child's awareness, admiring his perceptiveness as they enjoy their light-hearted moment. Across the room, Mo observes them, reflecting on the power of genuine charm compared to forced efforts as he silently contemplates the scene. Mu Ningxi re-enters, informing Mo of the day's accomplishments, ready to retreat upstairs, eager for respite from the day's events. Xian assures Mu Ningxi of his intention to stay with Mo, granting her a brief reprieve as she acknowledges their bond. Encouraged by this, Xian makes a gesture towards Mo Qiao's, expressing his support for his father with a warm and hopeful heart. As Mu Ningxi begins to leave, Mo Qiao's halts her with a simple request to join him, his intentions veiled, yet undeniably present. Standing close, Mo Qiao's challenges Mu Ningxi's comfort around him, their proximity undeniable, creating an air of tension. Avoiding his gaze, Mu Ningxi deflects, questioning her own vulnerability while maintaining her composure beneath the surface. Mo Qiao's, assured of her response, hints at a private conversation, suggesting unresolved matters between them, inviting her later. With a graceful gesture, Mo Qiao's allows her the choice, opening the door wide and questioning her reluctance, while she readies herself to face whatever he proposes. Her features reflect determination as she accepts the unspoken challenge, her resolve unbroken as she plans to follow through. In the private setting, Mo Qiao's broaches the topic of Xian's custody, revealing his intentions with methodical calmness as he negotiates terms. Mu Ningxi, staunchly protective, rebuffs the notion with fervor, her commitment to her son unwavering and fierce. Mo Qiao's attempts to rationalize, offering compensation, his expression a mix of practicality and genuine intent, unsure of how else to approach the situation. Mu Ningxi stands firm, her voice rising as she confronts the perceived injustice, unyielding in her stance against what she considers unreasonable. Mu Ningxi stands firm, facing Mo Qiao as he looms over her, his presence undeniable. She feels a surge of emotions, conflicted by his imposing words. Mo Qiao's eyes are filled with determination, as if he holds an unspoken plan. In a swift motion, he proposes something unexpected, leaving Mu Ningxi speechless. The proximity between them closes, capturing a moment that feels both invasive and intimate. Mu Ningxi tries to break away, her hand pushing against him gently. Mo Qiao, unfazed, makes it clear there's no running from this. Clothes lie scattered on the floor, remnants of a chaotic moment. She questions his actions, a mix of confusion and resistance. Pulling away abruptly, her frustration is evident through her actions. Mo Qiao insists on his intentions, seeking her understanding amidst the tension. Surprise lingers on Mu Ningxi's face, processing his unexpected words. Around the corner, Mu Zixuan peeks, the innocence of a child contrasting the situation. Curious and mischievous, Mu Zixuan demands an explanation for the unfolding scene. His innocent inquiry about a potential little sister breaks the tension momentarily. Moninxi, frusteret, tries to regain control, admonishing Mu Zixuan's assumptions. Mu Zixuan's innocent questions about marriage stir a gentle response from Mo Qiao. Mo Qiao reassures the child, sharing a soft moment before the reality returns. Mu Ningxi feels overwhelmed, the whirl of laughter surrounding her. Mu Zixuan's excitement about the wedding idea leaves Mu Ningxi feeling unheard and exasperated. She confronts Mo Qiao, holding documentation, seeking clarity. Confusion turns into disbelief as she deciphers the meaning of a trial marriage. With determination, she challenges Mo Qiao's intentions, questioning the legality of his proposal. Mo Qiao, prepared, reveals a meticulously crafted plan, asserting confidence in his legal standing. Mu Ningxi considers her options, her resolve to protect herself thunderous. Mo Qiao warns her of the consequences, the stakes higher than she anticipated. A tender plea from Mu Zixuan softens her heart, stirring emotions she tries to ignore. Mo Chiao offers a pen, proposing a path that intertwines their futures. Torn, Mu Ningxi weighs her feelings for her child against the emptiness of their potential union. Resolute and with a heavy heart, she signs the agreement, choosing a future for Mu Zixuan. Mo Chiao sits at the table, the contract firm in his grasp, announcing the start of a new chapter that binds them both closely. Mu Ningxi hesitates, standing across from him, the weight of his words sinking in as realization dawns. Mo Chiao looks at her intently, laying out the expectations. This trial marriage is a serious pact that alters their lives. Confusion swirls around Mu Ningxi as she reflects on their agreement, questioning its hidden meanings. The documents before her appear intimidating, yet she strives to find clarity among the terms that Mo Chiao highlights. Her hands tremble while she examines the contract closely, the gravity of mutual obligations showcased in bold. The child, Mu Zixuan, curiously peeks, intruding upon her silent resolve with innocent excitement, oblivious to the adult complexities. Despite her attempts to maintain composure, Mu Ningxi struggles to keep the little one at bay, asserting her role amid chaos. Mo Chiao requests to stay for the night, the tone of his voice resonating deeper intentions beyond just words. Resolute, Mu Ningxi agrees but establishes firm boundaries, employing Mu Zixuan to maintain necessary distance. The night unfolds, with the three of them tucked under a single cover, emotions subtly intertwined yet separate. As dawn approaches, Mu Ningxi stirs, the hand beside hers awakening her into an unexpected moment of closeness. Her mind races as she finds Mo Chiao next to her, the absence of Mu Zixuan heightening her surprise. A determined distance follows as she retreats, asserting her stance, declaring boundaries that remain unyielded. Mu Ningxi knocks on the door of a new opportunity, seeking answers and direction in her professional life. Chief Gu stands with the hospital director, their intentions set on projects that could reshape her career path. The director expresses gratitude for her past contributions, revealing family investments that pave way for hospital expansions. A promising future lies ahead, enticing Mu Ningxi forward, yet she questions the scale and scope of these changes. Reminded of her own aspirations and youthful determination, she insists on maintaining her course without preferential treatment. Encouraged by their vision, she remains steadfast, her internal resolve reinforcing her path forward. Stepping into the corridor of possibilities, Mu Ningxi and Chief Gu exit, their conversation shaping aspirations and anticipation. Confidently, Mu Ningxi teases Chief Gu about workload and ambitions, her wit lightening the atmosphere. Her steps falter slightly as Chief Gu's unexpected compliment casts a new light, adding layers to their exchange. Amusement colors her response, yet beneath, she evaluates the implications of their dynamic shift. Chief Gu remains earnest, expressing genuine favor not just for her, but for young Mu Zixuan as well. Shock ensues as Mu Ningxi heads toward uncertainty, pondering the sincerity behind Chief Gu's words. Urgency calls her back to duty at a moment's notice, situations unraveling that demand her immediate expertise. Ready to act, Mu Ningxi's focus narrows, prioritizing critical tasks that define her dedication. Chief Gu promises patience and understanding, his steadfast presence offering her silent support. With a nod, Mu Ningxi acknowledges the path before her, intertwining professional resolve with an emerging personal journey. Mu Ningxi emerges from the bustling operation room, her body relieved but tired. Her stomach grumbles loudly, reminding her of the skipped meals during the long surgery. As she pauses in the hallway, a familiar voice calls out, drawing her attention. Hua Jingjing approaches energetically, offering a lunch invitation without prelude, her presence both unexpected and vibrant. They walk side by side, Mu Ningxi lost in thought, rationalizing that a simple meal poses no risk. Meikai restaurant hums with activity, its reputation preceding it, as Mu Ningxi steps inside with Hua Jingjing. Settled at the table, Mu Ningxi focuses on her food, her appetite driving her actions amidst the lively surroundings. Hua Jingjing's gaze sharpens, her thoughts circling with suspicion and a touch of disdain, unable to dismiss her brother's past infatuation. Mu Ningxi interrupts the silence with a nonchalant inquiry, sensing the underlying tension. Hua Jingjing paints a picture of her brother's decline, his recent behavior spiraling into concerning patterns. Mu Ningxi remains detached, firmly stating her past decision to sever ties, her resolve unwavering. Hua Jingjing leans in, presenting her brother's willingness to reconcile, hands pleading for understanding. Mu Ningxi counters with the injustice she faced, questioning why she would seek forgiveness for another's betrayal. Hua Jingjing shifts tactics, trying to appeal to Mu Ningxi's practicality, citing societal expectations and familial connections. She continues, painting a picture of a more secure future if Mu Ningxi reconsidered, subtly implying the benefits of alliance. Mo Winnie enters the scene, his presence interrupting the conversation with authoritative intent. With decisive action, he defends Mu Ningxi, physically overturning the plates in rebuke. Chaos erupts, as Hua Jingjing finds herself drenched and bewildered by the sudden assault. Anger flares as she scrambles to her feet, demanding answers and asserting her indignation. Mo Winnie declares his identity, his words slicing through the confusion, asserting his familial allegiance. Recognition dawns on Hua Jingjing, her shock palpable as she processes the revelation. Mo Winnie bends down, emphasizing his unwavering stance, the clarity of his message undeniable. His warning cuts through the room, leaving no doubt about the repercussions of further harassment. Hua Jingjing retreats, visibly shaken, her composure splintering under the pressure. As she departs, her parting words sting with resentment, marking an end to the encounter. Mu Ningxi watches her go, exchanging a glance with Mo Winnie, her assessment of Hua Jingjing candid. Her analysis provides a backdrop to Hua Jingjing's actions, highlighting her misplaced loyalty. Mo Winnie laments the waste of his brother's intended goodwill, cleaning up the remnants of the altercation. Mu Ningxi's surprise registers as she recalls Mo Qiao's unexpected gesture of support. Mo Winnie assures her of Mo Qiao's underlying kindness, suggesting a shared meal might ease the tension, his cheerful demeanor infectious. Mo Winnie walks along the hospital corridor, escorting Mu Ningxi with a casual demeanor, carrying their bags in one hand. Their conversation halts as they approach a crowded hallway, filled with chatter and commotion, drawing their curiosity. A muscular man stands aggressively at the center, demanding to know which one of them is Dr. Mu. Tension rises as he brandishes a knife, blaming Dr. Mu for his father's paralysis, threatening the medical staff. Mu Ningxi stands frozen in thought, recalling the morning surgery, wondering why this was happening now. Gu Qingze steps forward, maintaining composure, offering to resolve the situation through official channels, urging calm. The assailant refuses reason, demanding compensation, threatening further chaos unless his demands are met. Mu Ningxi asserts her identity confidently, challenging him to take legal action if needed. The atmosphere becomes tense as the aggressors close in, forming a circle around her, intent unknown. Mo Winnie steps up defensively, ready to protect Mu Ningxi at all costs, his stance assertive. He quickly messages Mo Qiao for backup, his fingers moving deftly across the screen. Mo Winnie considers the options. Face them one by one or handle them all together, calculating risks quickly. Without warning, the situation escalates as the leader grabs Mo Winnie, attempting to overpower him. With a swift move, the leader attacks, sending Mo Winnie sprawling across the floor with force. Mo Winnie grimaces from the impact, gathering his strength to stand against further threats. Mu Ningxi questions the need for violence, trying to reason amidst the chaos despite the danger. The leader smirks menacingly, revealing his intent to extort money, inching closer with his weapon. Mu Ningxi insists on her inability to pay, her voice firm despite the tense situation. The aggressor remains unfazed, threatening more harm if denied what he seeks. Suddenly, Gu Qingze and the staff arrive, urging Mu Ningxi to step back as reinforcements close in. Panic seeps into the attackers as they realize the police were notified, prompting demands for money once more. In a decisive move, the gang reconsiders their advantage, choosing to retreat rapidly from the confrontation. In the aftermath, Mu Ningxi collapses into Gu Qing's arms, exhausted but relieved, feeling safe. Mo Qiao arrives, gently inspecting Mu Ningxi for any harm, concern evident in his actions. Confusion mixes with relief as Mu Ningxi wonders about Mo Qiao's timely intervention. He acknowledges Mo Wenyi's call, subtly pointing out the latter's unexpected bravery. As tensions ease, Mo Qiao expertly adds the attacker to a blacklist, maintaining vigilance. Meanwhile, the leader pleads desperately for assistance or risk litigation against Dr. Mu, echoing his earlier threats. From the ground, the leader is subdued, a firm foot holding him down, signaling defeat. Mo Wenyi, regaining his confidence, challenges any remaining defiance, ready to defend his brother's honor. Mu Ningxi stood closely beside Mo Qiao, who wrapped a protective arm around her. Mo Qiao dismissed the concern lightly, his mind calculating a plan involving Mo Wenyi. Mo Wenyi, eager to oblige, subtly cracked his knuckles with an air of readiness. In the office, Mo Qiao noticed Mu Ningxi still trembling, gently guided her toward the desk for reassurance. She stepped backward slightly, trying to articulate her gratitude amidst the lingering tension in the air. A dismissive flick of Mo Qiao's hand signaled an unspoken criticism, pointing at the abandoned lunchboxes. Alone at the table, his mind replayed the earlier events, contemplating her lack of self-preservation. Mu Ningxi, arms crossing in defiance, pushed back against his implications, standing firm in her reasoning. Mo Qiao, exasperated yet concerned, attempted to convey the weight of caution over righteousness. Mu Ningxi gestured with animation, worrying about potential chaos more than personal harm. Mo Qiao, incredulous at her logic, challenged her to consider her own safety more prudently. She rationalized the threat with a light-hearted confidence, her mind clearly at ease with her assumptions. Mo Qiao's eyes softened, showing an underlying worry masked by his teasing stance. Mu Ningxi flustered, stumbled over her gratitude, her thoughts drifting to finding solace in routine. He dismissed the notion of food, crossing his arms with a refusal that suggested deeper worries. Patting her head, Mo Qiao promised to return later, leaving her with a warmth that lingered even after he departed. Her voice barely audible in protest as she watched him exit, questioning her own resolve. Alone in the room, frustration simmered within Mu Ningxi, unexplained emotions causing her to fume. Bursting into the hallway with a newfound determination, she defied Mo Qiao's orders with a mischievous rebellion. Meanwhile, Mo Qiao recalled their son's longing, using it as a subtle reason to rekindle ties. Overhearing Mo Qiao's words, passers-by reacted with admiration and envy, leaving Mu Ningxi flustered. Surrounded by whispering phantoms of curiosity, she inwardly lamented the romantic entanglement in jest. In a quiet moment, she composed a text message, balancing gratitude with formal politeness. Her internal monologue questioned her approach, weighing her options with a thorough introspection. At home, she curled into the couch with a mix of determination and doubt, attempting to ward off anxiety. Vulnerable but hopeful, Mu Ningxi tried to convince herself of her brother's capability in the face of danger. Unbeknownst to her, the public declaration of Mo Qiao's intention played in her mind, sparking confusion. Still wrapped in doubt, Mu Ningxi grappled with the notion of his affection, her heart racing. A phone call interrupted her musings, Mo Qiao's voice a reminder of unfinished business. She hurried to respond, amidst a flurry of movement, the anticipation adding a tinge of excitement to the mundane task. A few more words. Dear viewers, I would like to address you once again and express my gratitude for your interest and support. Your comments and suggestions are very important to me, as they help me better understand your preferences and expectations. In addition, I want to welcome you and let you know that I will continue working on the sequel, if that is what you want. If you are interested in learning more about the sequel, or have specific topics or questions you would like me to cover, please leave your comments below. Your active interaction, such as likes, comments, and subscriptions to my channel, will be an important signal to me that my work is appreciated and I can move on. I want to wish you a great day and a great mood. Don't forget to follow updates and subscribe to my channel so as not to miss interesting materials. Thank you for your time and trust. Summary Manhwa channel with you.